Hi there, it's Adele Michael back with another habit that encourages your success. And today's habit is taking action. And quite frankly, I think it might be one of the weakest habits that I see in the transformational entrepreneur world. And I know that, that I've been guilty of that as well, thinking about things and not really taking action on them. But I will tell you, the most successful people I know, including my most successful clients, are big action takers. They think things through, they plan, and then they act. They don't stop at the planning, thinking stage. They keep moving forward. And I think there are a lot of reasons why we might not take as much action as we could and or should. And those include fears. Fears of not being perfect, fears of being criticized if we get out there, fears of not getting it right, which is kind of like not being perfect. Those are all really valid. But there comes a day that you're going to have to take some action and change how you're doing things. I know I had to do that when I realized that I didn't know how to sell. I was so afraid of it that I couldn't do it. And so I spent a lot of money on being in a big expo and only got one client from it. And that was heartbreaking. So I had to choose. I had to choose whether I was going to take action and learn how to sell well and actually do it, or not, or quit my business. So taking action is really fundamental to your success. And the dictionary describes action in many different ways, but one way is an act of will, a forward movement towards your dreams, desires, and goals. And there are ways to manage your fear, and there are ways to be able to reduce your perfection tendencies and give yourself room to learn. So I think that's a big deal for many of us. It's like you have to get it right out of the box. Well, you're not going to in many instances. Maybe your marketing message takes a while to hone. Maybe you're still learning your craft, so you don't really know exactly who your ideal clients are. You need to have some clients to find out, oh yeah, I really dig on this person. This one, not so much. Don't work so well with them. So taking action puts you in the learning mode, and it puts you forward so that you progress more and more rapidly. So I think another thing that has been a disservice to many of us who are into the law of attraction, if you followed that, if you know what that is, I think the law of attraction's teachings, which really are valid, combined with fear of taking action, meant that many people sit on their couch waiting for their clients to come. Or maybe they sit on Facebook and they do lots of social media, but they're not really getting the traction they want. So the law of attraction plus inspired action leads to results. So my question to you is, what action could you take this week that would benefit you and your business the most? It could be very small. It could be, gosh, I'm going to go to that networking meeting. I know I harp on that a lot, but networking is important to get to know people and to get to know who you can serve. Maybe it's to write that newsletter that you know you should have been doing, but you haven't. You haven't taken action on that. And maybe it's making a video, a Facebook Live video to talk about what you do. It can be really small. And it can be really scary. But if you let yourself do it, like Nike says, just do it. If you let yourself do it, I think you'll be really pleased that, number one, you did it. You got off the couch and you did it. You got out of the hubbub that we all circle around in with all the information and calls and texts and emails and yeah. So what action could you take this week that would benefit you and your business. I invite you to say yes to that. And I invite you to find a friend, a buddy, that you can ask her or him the same thing. What are you going to do this week? And let's be accountability buddies. Because I find often that if you promise somebody else that you're going to do it, it's a more motivating factor than if you just promise yourself. So this week, take some action, and we'll see you on the next one. And thanks for tuning in.